What is up, world? Welcome back to Bartley and Barnes. Jacob Bartley, Keith Barnes. We are in the house, or in our own houses, I guess. You can say that. Man, pretty soon we're going to start recording back in person again. I mean, if you're comfortable with it. I think we've talked about it.
Yeah, we can. It's just me and you. We don't have to be sitting right next to each other.
Social distancing, of course. And every time we did anyway, we were more than 6 feet apart. You know,
several feet apart. Yeah,
exactly. So we're all good. But how's everybody doing? Like our anchor thing says, this is a sports, life, and entertainment podcast. And which is cool. Entertainment is so broad, so we can talk about anything basically. But yeah, we're gonna get into a couple relevant sports topics here. We know it's late, but we don't really care because we don't do this for clicks. We do this because we want to, and that is we're going to talk Michael Keaton possibly playing Batman again in the DC movies. And
done deal, guaranteed.
Yeah, apparently. I guess I don't want to call any sites out, but I was gonna dog on some sites that would run that story, but I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, these crazy websites. But the funny thing is, those websites are popular and they generate revenue, which is
I know.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a couple other things here and there. But first and foremost, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Having breakfast for dinner, which is my favorite thing.
Dude, I just did that like last week for the first time in a long time. So me and my girl were like, what are we going to make for dinner? And so one of my favorite dishes is breakfast dishes is biscuits and gravy. I love it.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Same here.
My Nana makes biscuits and gravy and she taught me her recipe. So I don't make it as good as her, but I had the ingredients for biscuits and gravy. So I was like, let's make breakfast. And it was so good.
Yes. Oh man. I love biscuits and gravy. I'm a pancakes guy. Well, it's a big debate in our house, right? Like pancakes versus waffles.
Really?
I love waffles.
I like both.
But no, me too.
I can't decide, to be honest.
Pancakes are faster, so I usually wind up doing that.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I can make more of them.
They're less messy. Yeah, they're
right. Big, thick waffle though. Oh.
I don't know. I like the texture of waffles.
Squares. Oh yeah, me too. You gotta fill all the squares.
Are hard. Like, they're a little bit harder, and the pancakes are soft.
Kind of crunchy.
I'm gonna throw a pancake on top of a waffle. How about that?
Oh man,
I've never had that before, but hey, we might have to add food, sports, entertainment, food.
We'll do that. I can do a whole show on food. We'll do a whole show.
Speaking of, I guess it's not food, but I feel like I drink this every time we do a show. But you remind me of it. So Keith, one day we will be sponsored by Angry Orchard, and they'll send us packs to drink on the show.
Yes. Absolutely. We'll do ads. Drink Angry Orchard.
Yes, exactly. And we'll do like some play on angry. I don't know where the angry part comes from, but we'll do some plays on that. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So as our show normally is, we start with the warm up, our sports segment. And so, first and foremost, and we probably wouldn't talk about this because it's a little controversial, but Keith, you are a Washington Redskins fan. So there's this controversy going on, and this has been going on for years. This isn't just randomly emerged because of the climate of today right now. This has been going on for years. And basically that the term of their name is very offensive, and understandably so. And they're being called on to change the name. And I forget what is your stadium named after? Or is it the FedEx Stadium? Or
FedEx Field.
I just realized how funny that is, because you know why. I don't know if you want to say that, but you know why. But that is hilarious that it's FedEx Field. But FedEx Fields, where some people I know work, is kind of calling on them to change the name. And so I just want to get your thoughts on it. Look, I'm going to say I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm not a Redskins fan and I'm not qualified to speak on the controversy necessarily, but I do want to hear your thoughts as from a fan's perspective of the Redskins.
Like you said, it's been years. This popped up. There's a writer in Washington named in DC named Mike Wise he's been banging on this for a long time. And there's always been people, like you said. It's always been a thing, right? The only reason it hasn't been bigger is because the Redskins have been sucking for, like we last won the Super Bowl. I was 13, right? I was like in 1992, last won our Super Bowl, and they haven't been good since then. So no one's really cared. It popped up again on Robert Griffin III's rookie year when the Redskins were kind of good again.
Oh, because people were talking about them.
Yes, yeah. So then it popped up, and ever since then, it's kind of been more of a thing. But I used to be of the mindset of like there's a lot of people like they changed the name. I'm out. I'm not going to be. No, you're not. Shut up.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly. If you're not out because they've been garbage for the last in the entire Snyder era, Dan Snyder, the owner. Then the changing their name is like, come on.
By the way, I just gotta say, thank you for Trent Williams. Thank you.
Oh, I missed that. What happened? Did he go to the Niners?
Yes.
Oh,
you didn't know?
No.
Oh my goodness. Hey, thank you.
No.
He wasn't. Okay. He was sitting out for a while, right? Was it more than last season? You got the best.
Yeah. They mishandled an injury that he had, and he's been one out for a while.
Hey, so Joe Staley retires, right? And we get Trent Williams.
You get the best left tackle in the game. So good. There you go. Well,
at least he's playing somewhere.
No excuses. Oh yeah, no, I'm glad. Good for him. And he went to play for a coach that he knows. So, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Just anybody wants to leave Washington, go play somewhere better. I don't blame him at all. So, but yeah, I used to kind of be of the mindset of, I didn't really care either way, but I just thought because there's always like the Washington Post or other outlets will run Chris Cooley, former, I don't know if you remember him, former tight end.
I know the name.
Okay. He grew up in the Utah area. I think he went to college at where'd he go? I should know this because I love Chris Cooley. Anyway, I can't remember, but he played in the Mountain West Conference, and he grew up out there. And he visited a bunch of Native American reservations one summer. I think in 2013, I want to say, and did his own poll, right? Really actually talking to people about this. And there's like, I think at the time there were maybe 86 or 87 Native American high schools that had the name Redskins, and many of them actually saw it as a kind of an honor, but like they took like the name themselves as like a badge of honor.
Yeah,
like yes, that's what we call ourselves, and it's a lot of them. The consensus seemed to be like, hey, we don't care about this. Like we have so many other problems in our community. Like, I know a lot of Native. I don't want to generalize, but I just from what I was hearing that, alcoholism is a big problem with a lot of.
Communities. Well, dude, watch the movie Wind River, and you can learn.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Drugs too.
Right. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And so a lot of them are like, we don't care about us. Like that's the least of our problems. Even the few that were kind of found it offensive were kind of like, yeah, but I don't care enough to, it doesn't bother me like in that sense. But so it seems like a lot of this push is coming from non-Native Americans, which is fine again. But anybody that, so my stance used to be like, well, hey, as long as there are a bunch of Native American high schools that have that name, it shouldn't bother anybody that the Washington NFL team has it. The logo was designed by a Native American artist, and it's not. I don't know. I can't. That's not something I should. I'm not Native American. I'm not going to speak for them. But if anybody finds it offensive, I definitely understand.
Yeah.
Take it as a slur. Doesn't seem like a whole lot do. but maybe it's time to kind of give it a change. I don't mind either way. I've always kind of had that stance where if they change it, fine. If they don't, fine. So I'm still going to be a fan. They're garbage anyway, so I don't really. It doesn't like. I'm just kind of indifferent towards the Redskins right now, just because they've been so bad for so long. They annoy me. So I kind of want now. I'm not, I want them to change it. Just do something different.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if they'll just do a whole they'll probably do a whole uniform colors and everything.
Okay, that will hurt. Now,
really?
They changed the colors. That burgundy and gold. The burgundy and gold is iconic.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe they can keep it somehow. Maybe they can.
All the other teams in DC are red, white, and blue. So I don't know that I really want to see red, white, and blue in the football team. But the Wizards, the Caps, the Nationals, they're all even the Mystics. I mean, they're all red, white, and blue. So I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, they're kicking around other names I think are somewhat pretty cool.
What are some of the ones they're throwing around?
Well, I heard one Red Tails. People are kicking around in honor of the Tuskegee Airmen, which would be cool. Another one was Pigskins, which okay. I mean, it's pigskin, it's football, and with that, another one was Hogs, because of the Hogs, because the O line was nicknamed back in the '80s. They were nicknamed the Hogs, which I wouldn't mind that. A lot of fans are like, no, they go to Hogs. I'm gonna be like, that's what we called them. We called them that all throughout the '80s. That's all I heard. So, I don't know, but it's probably time. All retailers are pulling the stuff off the shelves, and Nike's not selling their stuff anymore. So it's time. Is
that just started now?
Corporations are. That started over the weekend. I saw that Nike pulled all their stuff over the weekend, and then now I think Walmart and another big retailer are pulling all their merchandise. So I've got tons of it, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah. So it's I don't know. If they change it, I'll be fine with it. But if they don't, I mean, I can't imagine they won't. It's right there, Dan Snyder. Like you can't just ignore this, because he was always like, I'm never going to change. He grew up a Redskins fan, and he still is a Redskins fan. That's part of the problem. But he was always really defiant about it. And now it's like, no, you can't. You're the CEO of FedEx is telling you need to change this name, which is surprising because he's a big Republican backer and contributor and donator to the Republican Party. So if he's on you about it, then it might be time to make that move, Dan Snyder.
I respect that for the FedEx owner, because being human is being human. We're all humans first, sure. So that doing the right thing there. Cool. Well, really quick, what do you think about Cam Newton signing with the Patriots?
It's interesting, isn't it? The timing of it is strange. I just feel like it's one of those things where like he could be their starter, or they might cut him.
Yeah, well, the thing is, most other teams who were in the same exact situation as the Patriots regarding their quarterback, he would guarantee to be their starter. But with Bill Belichick, you never know.
You don't know, right?
You know what? And it's not like I'm a genius for this. I actually saw this coming. Look, you have a player, an MVP caliber quarterback. He's not playing at that level anymore, but he's still talented. I don't believe he's just lost all his talent suddenly. And a team who needs a quarterback. So I thought they were the team that needed a QB the most, to be honest.
Well, they seem to like their guy, the other guy, the Auburn guy. I can't remember his name, that they had, but they seem to like him. So I don't know. It seemed like he was going to be their guy. He's only like 30 or 31. So he's not old.
Exactly. The thing is, a lot of people say the way he plays, like the way he played was like a running back. So that's why the wear and tear was a little bit more effective on him. But still, like I said, like he had that injury. I think he was just rusty coming off that injury, and he got injured again. And then I don't believe he's done. I think he still has some years. He's 10 years younger than Tom Brady, man. Come on. It's and this is basically this is when a quarterback is in their prime.
Better than Tom Brady.
You know, it's look at Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson kind of plays similar to him. And so we'll see. We'll see. I like the move. I don't think the Patriots have nothing to lose with it, really, to be honest. Cam Newton does. He has to perform if he plays.
Yeah. His they don't do they'll adjust their offense for him. You know. The Patriots weren't, as Brady got older, they weren't going downfield a whole lot anymore anyway. It was just a little dumps to Edelman or the other receiver, White or Hogan, I think the other receiver is, or whatever. So, they weren't. So Cam Newton could do that, and he could run. So, and he's younger than Brady. So, I'm curious to see where that goes, man. So.
Look, Bill Belichick will squeeze every amount of talent out of you. So I think that he knows what he's doing. So he's going to utilize Cam Newton effectively, I believe. Alrighty. So before we talk some Keaton and Batman, and by the way, I invited Gio to come on and he passed. So I don't know what's up with him on that. He's scared to talk some DC with us, I guess. And I'm going to send this video to him, like, us calling him out. But so we had a few big recent passings in Hollywood. And look, you and I are big film fans. This is why we started this podcast, mainly for film. And we had the passing of Joel Schumacher. We had the passing of Carl Reiner. Real quick, thoughts on Joel Schumacher, man?
Schumacher is one of the heavyweights, man. It was frustrating. People went straight to Batman and Robin, like that's the like he made one. Well, like that's his one bad movie, right? Like
I like Batman Forever.
That wasn't him. Yeah, it's definitely better than Batman and Robin.
Look, Batman and Robin, I cannot defend, but I like Batman Forever.
Hey, even he was like, yeah, that was bad. I'm sorry. Like, I think maybe a couple years ago he was talking about Batman and Robin. Was like, yeah, no, that wasn't good. Like, he knew at the time. He did what the studio wanted him to do, right? So, because Warner Bros. Know what they're doing when it comes to Batman. Yeah. So, but no, he made some great Phone Booth. You ever see that with Colin Farrell in the Phone Booth?
Yeah.
I love that movie, man. That's one of my favorite movies of his that he did. I didn't know, and he directed Tigerland, which I didn't know. That's a great movie. Another one with Colin Farrell. But The Lost Boys. There's a bunch of stuff that I saw. Joel Schumacher. If you look at his filmography out there, if you don't know about Joel Schumacher, all you know is Batman and Robin and whatever. Look at his filmography. You'll see what a great filmmaker he was, and from all accounts, he was a really great guy to work with. So people really liked him. So he's definitely gonna be missed, man. I didn't know he was that old. 82, I think it was. That was a surprise. But he's a great one. So rest in peace, Joel Schumacher.
Absolutely, rest in peace. And also, Kyle Reiner passed away. Look, I don't know much. I haven't watched a lot of his stuff, but I do remember him in Ocean's 11, and I loved his character in Ocean's 11.
Saul. Oh yeah. My name is Lyman Zerga. My name is Lyman Zerga. My name is Lyman Zerga. I just remember trying to practice those lines in Ocean's 11. But I love Carl Reiner. He's one of the funniest guys. He's one of those the Mel Brooks, Dick Van Dyke era comedians, and he was always fun to see him on when I was a kid. Not really on the Tonight Show all the time. He's a real funny guy, real great ally for a lot of social issues that we have. Him and his son, obviously Rob Reiner is his son. He directed The Jerk, which I forgot about.
Yeah,
which I loved, and of course, like you mentioned, Ocean's 11. Oh, he directed the Man with Two Brains, which is a very silly Chevy Chase movie, which is really funny, or at least it was when I was a kid.
His son's a director too, right?
Yeah, Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner directed. You just watched Stand By Me. He directed that. He directed
Oh, nice.
When Harry Met Sally.
Man, what a great like father-son duo. Like, man.
Absolutely. So, yeah, another one that's going to be. He was 98, man. Made it all the way to 98. So it's awesome.
Look, this is where like all these icons that we grew up with and stuff. I mean, they're gonna start passing away. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So rest in peace to Carl Reiner as well, man. One of the legends.
Absolutely. So Keaton, man, Michael Keaton. Speaking of a legend, Michael Keaton. Which look, Michael Keaton has in the past decade or so has had this huge resurgence of a career. To be honest, it's one of the biggest resurgences I've ever seen. With whether you're talking Birdman or what was that movie with when they worked at the newspaper and they were exposing the church, the priests and stuff.
Oh, the Catholic Church. Oh my gosh, Mark Ruffalo and
Mark Ruffalo was nominated for Academy Award.
Oh my gosh,
it's not The Post. Is it The Post?
No, that was the Spielberg one.
Oh, hey, The Post is a great movie too. We have to look this up.
Very good. Yeah, no.
See, The Post is a movie that shows me like Spielberg still, of course, Spielberg still's got it, but like a lot of people don't get too excited about his movies anymore, but I do. He's still great director.
No, absolutely.
But
I can't believe I don't remember that.
But anyways, I know once we see the name, we're gonna be like, oh my goodness. So
Spotlight.
Oh my goodness, of course. Oh my god, of course. Spotlight. Fantastic movie.
Yes.
And I love the McDonald's movie, man. The one where
Founder.
The Founder is great.
It's so good. Yeah, that's a great one.
Dude, I love
totally forgot about that.
And anything he's doing. So look, Michael Keaton is in talks to return as Batman, people. He's in talks. It's not 100% guaranteed. Companies, stop sending me emails saying that Michael Keaton Batman trying to sell me something Batman related. Stop. Check your facts. He's in talks. How many times have we seen in talks and it never happens? I bet you the percentage is more that it doesn't happen than it does. So look, just to be clear, he's in talks. But if it does happen, they're saying it's going to be in Flashpoint. And I was reading the Hollywood Reporter's article, and they said they had sources tell them that he would appear in Flashpoint and that he would play some sort of mentor role to the Justice League or to other superhero characters similar to Nick Fury. That's not confirmed. Warner Brothers did not confirm that, but the Hollywood Reporter, like one of the most reputable sources, sites, their sources told them that. So it's pretty it's possible. It's very likely that this is probably going to happen. At least him coming back in a cameo at the very least. What do you think this is a good idea if it does happen?
Yes. Now, I think, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, look, I don't know that he's like in his 60s, right? So he's not going to be like.
No, he's not going to be in heavy action.
Yeah, he ain't going to be out there fighting people. But see him suit up as an older Bruce Wayne or whatever. I would imagine he would be Bruce Wayne, I'm sure. I think it would be cool to see. I hope that there's. Don't just do it just because, hey, we're bringing back Michael Keaton. Look, I hope there'd be a cool, kind of cool story connection and a way to tie that universe into this one or the next one or whatever it's going to be. There's a bunch of ways they can go with it. Who knows? But now everybody wants to bring back all these other. Well, bring back bring back Jack Nicholson, bring back. I don't know, Michelle Pfeiffer. People don't want to bring back Michelle Pfeiffer as okay.
Look,
stop.
Like that's getting too far.
Yes.
Then it becomes gimmick. Nothing against them, but then you just bring back everyone, and it becomes gimmicky.
Right. Exactly. Like just make a good story. It's cool to see. We saw what they did on TV with all the bringing all these characters in. They're bringing in the old obviously the old Flash. They're bringing in even Ezra Miller showed up on that one in the finale to the crossover,
which is freaking
bringing in
did that.
Yeah, I know. I watched that scene the other day because I still haven't watched all of that, but I watched that scene and I went, "Oh, that's so weird." It actually looked kind of weird, like this. I don't know.
I just can't believe that they brought regardless if they never do it again, that they connected those worlds somehow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a surprise. It was a surprise. Yeah. Look, if you're bringing in Michael Keaton, it's never a bad thing.
No, never.
To whatever your movie is, right? He voiced Ken in Toy Story 3.
Really?
I didn't know that.
I did not know that, but that is perfect.
Yeah.
That is perfect. I could totally hear his voice doing that.
I'm trying to think back on that. I don't know if I really
I remember seeing Ken in the movie.
I
don't remember the voice, but I can totally see his voice. Imagine his voice doing it.
Yeah, I heard that the other day, and I went, "What? What's that Michael Keaton?"
So,
but he's always kind of, sort of been around. Like,
let's say
he was in Jackie Brown, and he played that role in Jackie Brown.
Let's say you're one of the writers on Flashpoint, right? Let's say you work for, you're a writer in Hollywood, and you're one of the writers, and they already told you we're doing Flashpoint, we're bringing Michael Keaton in. Look, I want you to lead this. How do you want to do it? What would you do you think? I know that kind of puts you on the spot, but do you want it to be a cameo?
No,
do you think the Flash runs into him and he's working with Flash the whole movie? I
don't know how Flashpoint is such a. And we got to debate on this on our group chat with Gio. But this is not it's kind of, to me, I don't know if it's really a one movie story, to be honest.
Not necessarily, and it shouldn't be the first Flash movie.
The first Flash movie, exactly. He's gonna go do Flashpoint. That's
this Flashpoint is Flashpoint is kind of like Infinity War or Endgame kind of.
Infinity War, yes.
You know what I mean?
They use it to reboot their entire comic universe. There's a lot going on in Flashpoint. I don't know. But so I mean, if he's maybe he's the Thomas Wayne role, but no, they're talking about having Thomas Wayne with what's his name from BVS. What's his name? Oh man, the guy from the zombie show.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah. They're talking about having him, and we're going to have him and Michael Keaton both because in Flashpoint.
To be honest, if it's gonna be in Flashpoint, I would rather have Jeffrey Dean Morgan play Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne, Batman. In that universe, people don't know Thomas Wayne is Batman in the alternate universe.
And Bruce Wayne's mom becomes the Joker.
It's the Joker, which is very interesting. And Bruce is dead. And did you ever see that animated movie? The animated
yes, the Justice League Flashpoint Paradox.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. He brings that letter back to him from his dad. So that'd be a cool scene to see. So I don't know. I couldn't say because I don't know how they're going to tell this Flashpoint story. They did it 3 times on the show, 3 different ways on the show. He goes back in time to save his mom. That's ultimately what it is, right? The Flash goes back in time to save his mother from the Reverse Flash, and who we also haven't seen. So they're gonna have this is crazy. It's a crazy.
Well, that's
story.
The thing. It's look, think of it like Captain America: Civil War, right? You have to make it a Flash movie. You have to focus on the Flash and his character and his story and his friends and family around him, while still having this large, huge scale. And not that it's impossible. We saw that with Civil War. Civil War is definitely a Captain America movie, but you got to do it. You got to do it like that because we've never had a Flash. Is there an old Flash movie? I don't know, but we've never had a legit the Flash movie. And look,
Yeah.
I love the Flash show, especially the first couple seasons, and I love it, and I love Grant Gustin as the Flash, but I'm actually like for this movie. And look, controversy aside for what Ezra Miller did recently, which nobody is talking about anymore, which is weird. Putting that aside, okay? Just forget about that for 1 second. I like Ezra Miller's Flash. I know a lot of people don't.
Right.
I don't even know if anyone else on Apocalypse likes him or not. I don't think you guys do. I love him as the Flash. But Warner Brothers needs to handle that situation that happened recently, because they haven't even addressed it at all. But as far as we know, they're still doing.
I think what they're doing,
Flash.
Yeah. I think what they're doing, you want to quote Okoye from Infinity, or no, Endgame, but I think they're handling it by not handling it. I think they're just letting people to wait on people to forget about it, and then and which I did until you just brought it up. I went, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he did that.
I mean, it needs to be addressed.
Yeah, and, certainly. But it's such a Civil War. That story is just because the focus was on Captain America, but we had some. We've got background on all those characters. The two main.
No, that's true. And it was the third Captain America movie.
Right. Third, and we had 2 Avengers movies prior to that as well. All three Iron Mans. So we've gotten to know both those characters so well, and both their motivations, and saw how they changed over time. We saw their arc. This one, they're just going straight into the Flashpoint. You got the war between the Amazonians and the Atlanteans. You got Superman being in a lab somewhere. You got what else happens in that movie? The Reverse Flash, like I said, is out there doing crazy stuff. There's so much stuff that they have to cover. They can't. I don't think they put all that in this movie.
No, it's going to be adaptation. Look at Days of Future Past. Look at Civil War. Look at Logan. They're all adaptations of these popular comic book storylines. They take themes and they take elements from those comic books, but they're nothing. They're almost just kind of just taking the name and the theme, basically.
Yeah, it's just a name. Yeah, Age of Ultron is nothing like Age of Ultron.
And there's moments that are callbacks to the comics, but it's not retelling that story necessarily.
We'll see. I'm curious, but Michael Keaton, it'll be cool to see him though. As if he suits up, I kind of hope he does. But
I think
I don't know if I
he'll be Bruce Wayne for most of it, but for some reason he'll have to suit up for something, and maybe not in Flashpoint. So, do you think that? Do you believe it's possible that it does come back in some type of mentor role for multiple DC characters?
That would be so. If they do that, I wonder if it's like they go back to that original timeline of the '89 Batman and just go from there. Like this new future is that future from that original,
or just through Flashpoint, everything gets twisted and he's now in modern day or something like that.
Yeah. And he kind of mentors because again, we don't even know what the Batman is going to be like. How do we actually know when that's going to be set?
Well, it's in the 90s, I believe.
Is that confirmed? Because I don't know if I've heard actual.
Yeah, I know it's like I heard it was like set in the 80s or 90s.
I remember hearing that, but I don't know, which would be at the same time as the Burton Batman, but.
I'm cool with it. Like, look, if I could do anything with Batman, it would to have Ben Affleck continue playing him, to be honest. And I'm a huge Rob Pattinson fan, but my first choice would be Ben Affleck. I'm cool with I love Robert Pattinson, and I'm cool with this too. Whatever, just do your thing, DC. Like look at the X-Men movies. They just did their thing, and I know you're not a big fan of the X-Men movies. I am of most of them, but my point is they were mostly successful. They mostly made money, and they were mostly critically, accepted. So just do your thing, DC. Not everybody has to be MCU, like where everything's just planned out and articulated. There's only one Kevin Feige, so that's all we can say there. Okay, so one thing we've been discussing on Bartley and Barnes is the new Hunger Games book, A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And Keith over here, I guess I'm the songbird and he's the snake because he finished the book. I'm only on chapter 17. Okay, so I don't know if you remember where chapter 17 is, but it's kind of a little bit after. And look, maybe we'll do a spoiler review once I finish, but we might talk light spoilers just to kind of figure out where I am. So there's a bombing, remember?
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit past the bombing. Okay. So
the Hunger Games haven't started yet. Where you are?
Yeah, no, they haven't yet. And I was wondering, are they even ever going to get to the Hunger Games? But I'll just tell my thoughts really quick as far as I am, and then I'll have you give your full thoughts on the book. I like it. Like when I first started it, I was like, okay. But then once we started getting into some things, I started like, okay, I can't wait till I drive home later so I can continue listening to the audiobook. And I'm enjoying it. Look, I'm not the biggest Hunger Game fans in the world. I haven't even read the first 3 books. This is the first, or audiobook them. This is my first time doing any Hunger Games book at all. And I'm enjoying it. I like it. I forget the tribute's name that Snow is looking after, but I really like her character. There's one of the mentors who gets killed. I believe she gets stabbed or her throat slit. I was like, whoa. I was just like, damn, there's so much stuff that happens before the Hunger Games happen. And I'm like, what? But no, I'm digging it. Like, I like the world, the mythology, all this stuff. So as a man who has finished it, what are your thoughts?
It's tough. I kind of split. I half read the book. So I got the book here, and then I listened to it. When I finished it off, I just listened to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read half of it, and then the rest of it I just finished just listening to it. Just did it at work. So I just pretty much listened to it all day. So I wound up finishing it in like 2 days. But first of all, I did not like that narrator reading the book.
Oh, really?
I wish they would have gotten. I wish they would have gotten a woman. To be honest, I don't like when he does all the girl voices and the woman voices and that.
There's a lot of female characters in this.
Yes, and I don't like how he does it. It's just I don't like his inflections.
I know what you mean, but I don't mind. I like him doing Snow though. Is the only character that I really liked him doing.
Yeah. Snow and the Dean Highbottom, or whatever his name is. Highbottom, whatever. Yeah, I like those 2 voices.
Yeah, Choreo Snow.
Yeah. These names are insane too. Like these are worse than Star Wars names. But
Tigris. Is it Tigra or Tigris?
Tigris, his cousin. Yeah, I hate. Oh God. Like every time he had her, when he does her, and when he does the Lucy Gray is the tribute's name, and he does her voice, and it's just like, ugh. So once there's a point, and this is a very, very, very mild spoiler, but there's a lot of, because she's a singer. You got the point where she sings that song, right?
So I got when she first sings the song, and it's about an ex-lover or something like that, and then Snow gets jealous. Yeah. Wait, all right. How old is Snow in this? Do we know? Because I know
he's supposed to be 18. He's supposed to be 18.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Because Lucy Gray's 16. So I was like, is Snow like 25? Because I guess it's the Hunger Games world, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. 18 and 16 that's like a senior and a sophomore in high school. That's fine.
Right. Sophomore. Yeah, exactly. So, it does take a little while to get going. I'll say that. Once the whole thing, the most interesting part is the Hunger Games stuff, but then everything after, like in the third part of the third kind of act, if you will, of the book, it gets pretty interesting. And like I said, when you finish it, I'll definitely look forward to
Yeah,
talking about
we'll do a
the way
spoiler.
the ending.
We'll do just like a separate video spoiler discussion with Brian or something like that. Because I think
Yes.
maybe that
Yeah.
and television spoiler reviews are something that we could start doing on Bartley and Barnes. Just like not part of our show, just a separate little thing there.
Right. There's a little separate.
So
Yeah.
one thing,
This is
just like, do you consider it a good book?
It's comparing it to the others. No. Well, okay. Yes, it is, but it's not as good as the other stories.
That's fair. And
this is one where just the initial idea of it was like they're going to tell us President Snow how he was, his time as a kid, and it's like he's a terrible person. But then I'm
exactly
listening / reading this, and I'm like, well, this is not the guy who's
not
in the movie books like at all. Like he seems way more idealistic and sympathetic.
That's the thing. Like this is what I don't like. They can do that with any character and anything. It's like I don't know. It's like I know it's not the same necessarily, but it's like Thrawn in Rebels and Thrawn in the novels. Not the same character at all.
Not exactly. Right.
He's an evil bastard on Rebels, but in the books, he has
way more
moral compass,
so a little bit. Noble and
exactly.
Right. And this one, and then like so when you finish it, we'll get to make that connection. But this one is like a like it's like you look at and obviously I was telling my daughters like it was poorly executed, but of course, but like Anakin Skywalker, right? Like you saw as a kid and even his teenage years, like you saw the darkness in him, right? So you can understand.
Yeah.
And he did as a kid where you're like, okay, you can see how this guy would grow up to become what he became. But
real quick, I saw a meme where it has young Anakin and it says, "No one can kill a Jedi," and then it says, "Kills every Jedi except 2."
yeah, right. And he did. Right. That's exactly right. He pretty much did. That's pretty funny.
But did you all right, so where the Snow character ends up, is it believable how he went from like just a normal guy to who Snow become?
I'll just felt a little rushed. That's all I'll say.
And I honestly I felt that
when you get to the end,
to go from that 18-year-old to this evil villain, that takes a lot.
Right. It seemed like a stretch, right, for most of it, and then we'll talk about it when you get there. But I know I felt the same way all throughout. I'm like, this is not the same guy. Like I know, obviously, you're not the same at age 18 as you are.
Of course, yeah.
80 or whatever he's supposed to be, 75 or 80, but they did mention there's a couple of I was wondering, is this even Earth? Like, because there seems to be no reference to, there actually is a reference to North America later on in the book. When I went, oh, okay, this used to be North America. Apparently, yes, yeah. And apparently, Panem is mostly pretty much all North America. The capital is kind of in around like the Colorado area.
Really?
The Rocky Mountains.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the districts are pretty much like, I think what's the one that the Jennifer Lawrence is from? Shoot, I forgot. So
she's not from District 12, is she?
I think she's from 12, right? I think she is. The same as this girl. Oh,
same as
no,
Lucy Gray.
She is from 12. Now I just thought about that. Yes. Yeah, there's a reason. Yeah, she is from 12. Okay.
Because it's like the worst one, right?
Yes, it's like a coal miner one, and it's like,
look,
okay,
I want to see a war movie of the rebellion, and that's what I want to see.
Yeah, and how they started. Well, apparently in this one, like the Hunger Games, like they're just kind of, there's some of the ideas that they have, they get implemented in the stuff we see in the book, in the movies, and you read about in the books if you read the books. Some of that stuff is like the origins of some of those things are in this book. Some of the things that happen in the Hunger Games, like how they would like give them again, minor spoiler, but they would have drones bring them supplies or food or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that happens in this book. They're like that was an idea that Snow I think came up with.
Yeah, well, where I'm at, they talked about that, like the idea of it. Yeah. Like they obviously haven't seen the execution of it, but because like early on, people started donating food to the tributes and stuff, and so they thought the public could donate to any tribute that they wanted to, so they could support that tribute, help them survive, things like that, and donate like medicine and stuff too.
Yes. And so they do that in this, and
there's a betting element too. I'll find out if that gets implemented or not.
Yeah. So a lot of it is interesting, and a lot of it, there's a lot of songs in this later half of the book that is just, it drove me nuts, especially hearing the guy, like I said, the narrator. He doesn't really like sing them, but he
says them. The title of the book finally makes sense to me.
I know. Exactly. That's exactly right. And it will in a couple of ways, but so it's like trying to read, like if you ever read Lord of the Rings, or try to read Lord of the Rings, it's pages and pages of songs, and it's just like, oh God.
Okay, well, story. I was considering taking a Tolkien class for my last semester, but maybe I won't.
Oh goodness,
there's a
you should.
They have a Tolkien class at Sac State, and I kind of want to take it.
Cool. You should, man. It's cool, but just, oh man, Lord of the Rings it's.
Yeah, I never like I want to hear. I'm cool with hearing songs sung by professional singers, but I don't want to read a song or hear somebody read a song.
Right.
Cool. Well, yeah, we like we said, we will do. We'll do a full spoiler discussion once I and our buddy Brian, the third B, as we call him, and it's his first name, but our third B. Once he reads the book. Okay, cool. So let's get to what you're probably most excited about. And so our homework assignments. So Keith assigned me to watch the Danny Boyle film Sunshine, a movie that I never heard of before this. Right. When I saw this cast, I was blown away. Is it Cillian Murphy or Cillian Murphy?
I keep hearing, I'm saying that for years, but I keep hearing Killian, so that's what I've been going with.
All right. Yeah. Well, all right. Cillian Murphy, Rose Byrne, who I absolutely love. Rose Byrne, I always have. Chris Evans. Who plays Wong in Doctor Strange?
Benedict Wong.
He's in this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Benedict Wong. Mark Strong is in this movie, and so on. Incredible cast. Yes. Yes. Who's the psychologist guy? What's his name?
Dude,
I really like that actor, actually.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah, you got to look it up. But look, all right. I'm not gonna say that. This is. It's hard to say. Look, I don't. All right. Look, I don't absolutely love this movie, but I really like it. I really like this movie. First of all, this is the type of sci-fi movies that we need more of. Like I don't need a Star Wars or a Star Trek necessarily. I love those movies, but I want these movies where it's about humans and something that is like realistic and probably not. This is not completely realistic, but I could see this happening in the future.
Likely, yeah.
And the problem that was wrong with the sun, I forget what it was called. The issue that was wrong with the sun, why it was dying, is actually a real thing. I think it's called a cue ball or something like that. That's a real thing. So they took reality and then turned it into this fictional story. Look, Keith, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong. This is a very good movie. Very good movie. And I really I'm so glad I watched it, to be honest. And there's multiple reasons. First of all, Cillian Murphy, this guy, he should be A-list. Just
Yes.
he needs to be A-list. Just he's great. He should be one of these leading men that we're talking about. And look, he has a great career. Don't get me wrong. So many actors would kill to have the career he has, but it's like if I walk up to one of my coworkers and say, "Hey, do you know who Cillian Murphy is?" They're gonna be like, "Who?" And then I have to name a couple things that he's in, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that guy." He should be on the status where everybody knows his name.
Yeah.
Look, Rose Byrne is one of my favorite actresses. Look, she did a lot. She's done a lot of comedy and stuff like that. I love Rose Byrne, man. She's so, and not that this is her greatest role. It's not, but I just like her in everything she does,
Right.
and I like her because she's like very, she's very subtle in this movie, and so I like her character. I do look. Talk about moments. There's some incredible moments in this movie. The moment when they have to go from Icarus 1 to Icarus 2, and Cillian Murphy's in the suit, and Chris Evans and the other dude are wrapped up in the thing, and they're hung on to him, and they go. Oh my god, I loved that. And then
that's so good.
The whole storyline with the psychologist guy, and the beginning of the movie where he looks at the sun just as much as he possibly can. That guy, the psychiatrist, was the crazy guy. Chris Evans even said, like, you're the psych guy, and I'm more sane than you.
Right.
I actually really liked Chris Evans in this movie too.
Love him. I love him in this movie.
Yeah, because he was like, they were all scientists, right? And of something. So I think he was the guy who handled like the coolant stuff or something like that.
I'm trying to. What was he? He was the engineer. Yeah. So military background. So yeah. But yeah, he was the engineer. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, he handled the coolant and the shield, right?
I think so. Yeah. But this is like a survival movie, I guess you could say. It's I love these movies in spaceships where there's nowhere to go and you're trapped in the ship are terrifying. Like Alien, like the first Alien. So I really enjoyed this movie. It's very artistic. So I will say the reason why like I'm not like over the moon about it, no pun intended. I don't know if I love is his name Pinbacker or Pinbreaker? So
Mark Strong.
All right, hold on. Rewind a little bit. Moments when Cillian Murphy finds out there's 5 people on the ship instead of 4. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was the moment of the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Okay. And, I agree.
Okay, so but I was a little bit confused because where did he come from?
He was in that room staring at the sun. He went mad. That room, just like where that's why they said not to stare at. But don't just look. He just went mad in that one room, that big open room with the big window. They had I think he was just in there.
But wasn't he on? He was from Icarus 1 though.
Yeah, but I think their ships were.
Their ships were connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was, and the Icarus 2 was the same exact like style as layout and everything as the first one. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
But then don't they break away from Icarus 1?
Yes. Yeah, because there's a crack in the.
Yeah, so I guess he snuck his way onto Icarus 2 then. I mean,
he snuck on. Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And so and that was the Mark Strong character. So all right, so I know when he shows up, he was going for this thing where, because like the screen starts glitching and it's like and starts screeching, and there's like this screeching noise, and this is and they're trying to say, oh, there's so much madness going on that they wanted you to feel that, and I don't know if I liked that, to be honest. Did you like that?
Yeah, I did, but this was at the time, so it's probably it may have been more effective 10 years ago or whenever I saw this. I know what you mean. And it's kind of something that it's kind of been done a few times.
Yeah, it was a little like just glitchy, but I don't like. I feel like if Danny Boyle was making this movie today, I don't think he would have made that decision. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I agree. No,
I feel like it was like it seemed cool at the time.
Yes.
I would have rather seen him clearly, seen Mark Strong clearly, and just had it be normal during that time. But look, that doesn't mean that doesn't take away from the movie at all. Like that's a stylistic choice for 10 minutes of the movie. That doesn't take away from the depth and the storylines and the characters of this movie. I really like this movie a lot. It was very entertaining. And it's a survival movie. It's like, and the thing is, I loved that it wasn't just about surviving. It was about completing this mission planet Earth was done.
Right.
And I loved Cillian Murphy, the message he leaves for his family. And then how when they complete the mission and then you see Earth and it's just snow covered, and you see the sun start appearing on the Earth, and it ends. Beautiful ending.
Yeah.
Look, I thank you, Keith. I like this movie a lot. I want to make other people watch it. Most probably Jake. I think Jake would like this movie a lot. So one of us got to get him on the movie watching challenge. Hopefully he's not watching this. Hey, we'll do it like a year from now, so he'll totally forget about it. But yes, Sunshine, freaking.
You like the symbolism? The ship's called Icarus, because Icarus flew too close to the sun.
Oh my goodness! Of course, I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I
love it. I love it.
Did.
It's one of my favorites.
It was intense, dude. I was on the edge of my seat for most of it. I don't understand why this movie needs to be more known. I don't understand why people don't talk about it.
I know.
It needs to be like we get these other movies where people are stuck in ships, like that movie Life with Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds, which was okay, but it's like this is a great one. This is a great one, and I really liked it.
Nobody saw it. It only made like $30 million or something like that.
And I'm sure it cost a lot more to make than that.
I think the budget was like 40 or 50 or something. It only made like 30 or I don't know. So
that's not bad.
And it got great reviews.
I'm saying the budget. That's not it totally flopped. It lost money, but the budget it's not bad for this movie. Like what they were able to do visually with it.
But that was 2008 though. So at that time, it might.
If they made it today, it would cost like 120, 150 million.
Right,
which is ridiculous. But also ticket prices are more expensive too.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But if you have that cast today too, it'd be huge. Chris
Evans I know, movie, right?
This would be a blockbuster. So,
I know. Chris Evans, Rose Byrne, Cillian Murphy. Yeah. Well, yes.
Alex
again,
Garland, it's written by Alex Garland too, which I actually didn't know.
So like where is this just a movie that you love, or is it like one of your favorite movies of all time, or what? How do you feel about it?
It is one of my top 2 or 3 sci-fi movies of all time.
Really? I don't blame like that. Like really, it's honestly it's great. There's no question about it. It's great. There was just a few minor details that bothered me, but it really is great. Okay, so I have an assignment for you now, and I mean, there's always the chance that maybe you watched this since the last time we talked about it. But
Yeah.
this is a movie that was used on our movie watching challenge on Apocalypse, which we tried to either not reuse them or we tried to not do them for a while again. Like I challenged someone else to watch it a while ago, but it's your turn to watch it.
Oh.
And that is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh. I was gonna surprise you, and because I almost watched this weekend.
Are you serious?
I was gonna watch it and
crazy.
surprise you. Yeah, but I figured now I'll wait. I figured you would probably do this, so I said,
really?
I'll just wait and let him. I was telling you, I was this close. I was looking at it like, I should watch this,
dude. This
I heard somebody on a show talking about it. I was like, I really want to watch this movie.
Look, all right. I don't want to hype you up. I don't want to hype you up too much. I don't want to hype it up too much.
No,
but
it's okay.
You already know it's in my top 10 of all time.
Yeah, it's one of the all-time greats. I should have seen this by now. So it's a big. No, I don't think you would overhype it. I think you're.
And that's right. Like saying,
you're rating it right.
Oh, I don't want to overhype The Godfather. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Can't wait.
Yes, dude. I honestly, maybe our next episode is in person because we got to talk Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Let's aim for that. And this is my favorite Jack Nicholson performance. It's one of the reasons why he's my number 2 favorite actor of all time. You know who my number 1 is?
You're number 1?
It's not hard. I say it all the time, but it's probably not on the top of your mind though.
Okay, just name a movie.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. Who would you say is probably the most prominent, like, arguably the best actor working today?
Yeah, are you a DiCaprio guy?
You got it.
Oh, okay,
dude. DiCaprio
is
my dude, favorite of all time. But that's why The Departed.
Yes,
The Departed with Jack Nicholson and DiCaprio.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right.
But,
right.
But we will talk Cuckoo's Nest. Look, this is stupid, but if they ever remake Cuckoo's Nest, I want DiCaprio to play Jack Nicholson's character. And after you watch it, you'll be like, yeah, that would be great. But there's a few other guys who could do it too. All righty. Well, join us in a couple weeks, and we're going to talk some One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and a couple other things. And that's going to do it for this episode of Bartley and Barnes. Man, we made it about an hour. This is usually a little bit shorter than we do. Go pick up a Bartley and Barnes t-shirt. Do it. Go to TeePublic, search Apocalypse, and also go check out Apocalypse, our movie YouTube channel with our buddies over there. And yes, thank you for watching this video. We really appreciate it. For Jacob Bartley, Keith Barnes, we will see you in 2 weeks.